Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of I Make Movies, the show where we don't just talk about movies, but we talk about filmmaking in general. Today we're talking about short film making safe. I'm your host, Anthony Jackson. Today I'm here with my brother Charlie, who is in town to be in the short film safe. You might know him from Captive. He was in Captive, so
Yes.
the short film I made, Captive.
How you doing today, Anthony?
Hey, what's up, man? So, I used to just throw people into movies. Yeah, just like, hey, you're like a friend. Just like, hey, I'm making something. I'm shooting something. I need you. So
Right.
That's not the case with you. You've been acting since high school.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well,
Look at me.
the reason I enjoy acting is because it allows you to be somebody else.
Mhm.
It allows you to play.
It's make believe.
Right.
For adults.
Right. And you can, and kids, but I mean, you can be somebody else. You know, if you're normally a shy person, you know, you can act and be loud and angry or sad or whatever it is, a different person, a different character, and I love that. That's why I love acting, you know, because you can change your personality and it's okay, you know.
Yeah.
In real life you change it and people think you're crazy, so.
Well, tell us a little about the stuff you've been in besides my short film Captive. The one thing I remember you being in high school was like, a bunch of people get like invitations to a house, and then
It was
like
called,
for like
and
and
then-
then there's like $1 million involved or something, and then everyone starts dying. You died by a can of green beans falling on your head.
Right.
I was like, what? And then it turns out everyone was faking their death. And there was a nun with pink hair and piercings in her face. And she had a machine gun. So I mean, I don't know the name of that. Tell
It
us.
was called, and then there was one.
And then there was one.
And I've done the Christmas Carol in high school, and then recently I just did one called My Brain is Fried Today.
I never heard of that one.
No, no. Well, I did the Laramie Project,
Mhm.
and then we did this last one, and for the life of me, I should know it, but I don't. A Town Full of Heroes.
Alright.
And I played Dmitry Ivanovich Kushevsky from the People's Democratic Republic of Estonia. And basically it's 7 people, 2 females, 5 males, and it's a married couple and they're renting their house out during the Olympics, and it's just a wild, crazy ride, and I enjoyed it. I got to play with an accent and play an older gentleman, and it was a lot of fun, so.
Right on. Now, you didn't come out here just to do Save. You were coming out for the holidays, and you wanted to shoot something. I really had nothing to shoot. I've been working with Jay on his horror film that we're doing next, and the idea for this just hit me at work, and I remember I came home and I pounded it out in like the next morning, like an hour or two. It's quick, like 6-7 pages, very very short. And I don't know, what'd you think of the script once you read it?
I like it. I like this.
Without giving too much away.
Right. I like it. It's different from what you normally shoot and what you normally do, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It really is.
I think we got some good people working on it. We got Jay, he's coming back, he's gonna be in it. He was in for anyone, he was in my short film Unspeakable. He actually co-wrote that one with me. And then a guy I met through Jay named Darren, which you met last night.
Very intelligent,
Yeah.
and he's really into the part that he's playing, and I'll be playing Tony, and I don't know what I can say about him without giving too much.
Yeah, nothing. You can't really say much about
so-
it without giving stuff away.
But I'm really excited for this one. I really am. I've loved the script since I first read it, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Now, do you prefer working on a stage or in front of a camera?
Well, the thing is with stage acting, if you're up there live in front of an audience, anything can happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get a retake, you know, like for A Town Full of Heroes, the first night, there's a scene where one of the people go, like, they're trying to hide him in the closet from me. And I guess they slammed the door in the closet, like, to shut it, and one of the pictures fell that was, part of the set. And the audience was, like, cracking up because they thought it was part of the thing. And those things, just happen. When you make a mistake or whatever, you have to be able to be covered right away, be able to help each other out. If somebody forgets a line, you have to keep going because there's no retakes.
Yeah.
And that's more of a challenge.
Well, that's what, like, did you find it, like, did you find it not harder, but do you prefer to memorize, like, a whole play, or just maybe coming onto set for, like, a movie shoot or something and memorizing a few pages for just that day?
Well, see, because I've been acting on stage so long, like, whether it's a movie script or if it's a play, I tend to try to memorize my lines as quickly as I can. Like this last one, though, I had a lot of trouble with it. Mostly because of the accent and then trying to do that, and then I just, had a lot of trouble with it. But I try to get everything memorized. I don't try to wait no matter what I do, because otherwise it just throws you off. For me, anyway.
Now, I think we're shooting safe tonight. Pretty safe bet, 99% we're shooting safe tonight. Do you have your stuff memorized? Because it's more than what you had to memorize in Captive. Because in Captive, most of your stuff was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you want? You got the wrong guy. It was pretty much that for 8-10 pages.
Right.
Whereas this, you actually have like more stuff to say.
I'm halfway there.
You're halfway there? Then why are we doing the podcast? Get over there and start memorizing it. We can't be here all night.
No, I know.
People got lives. No. Jay's got a sick wife.
No, it's fine. We'll get it done.
I don't know what Darren has. I think he has a wife and a kid in DC Universe, which is a great game. I think that's one of the things we bonded over when I first met him was he started talking about DC Universe, or one of us mentioned it, and then we just. I remember we were at Panera Bread. I went there with Jay, and Jay had showed me the script that he had written when it was when we were making it as a short. Now it's a feature, but now it's going. I read through it, and then Darren showed up, and we all discussed stuff. And then once we got in DC Universe, it was just me and Darren talking for like 30 minutes about DC Universe, and Jay just sitting across, like finishing his sandwich and soup, just like fucking. That's why I don't know if he was like annoyed, but like in my head, I was like, I wonder. Like in my head, Jay's just like, fucking shut the fuck up, dude. About the DC Universe, man. Who cares?
Jay is not a gamer?
No, he is.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he plays DC Universe.
Oh.
But we weren't there to talk about DC Universe. We were there to discuss the script and stuff, and talk about upcoming projects and meeting with Darren and stuff, and then we just ended up talking about movies and video games and shit. A lot of it.
Well, that's what we tend to do. I love.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm excited for this one. And when we met Darren last night and we were talking. And,
well, you met Darren last night.
Well, I met Darren last night, but the ideals that he has and what we've discussed and went over, I'm really excited to see where this goes. So.
Yeah, when we had an audition for the feature, the horror movie, and like Darren showed up with a friend of his, who it turned out she didn't even want. She's like, I don't even want to audition. I don't want to be in front of the camera. Like I do it sometimes, but I'd rather be behind the camera with you guys, like helping out and stuff. I'm really all right on. But I had a copy of Safe, the script for Safe, in the car, and I ran out and grabbed it, and I didn't know what he would do if I because I was like, so I got this. I was telling Darren, I was like, hey, I got this script and I got this idea. My brother's coming to town. He wanted to shoot something, so I pounded the script out this morning, and I thought maybe you'd want to read over it and maybe have a part, because when I wrote the part for Chuck, I kind of had you in mind and stuff. I thought he'd be like, nah, no, I don't, But he was just like, yeah, well, and we read it, and then we read through some lines there once we got done with the auditions and stuff, and then we just been going back and forth ever since about how to make the character better and stuff like that. So
I mean, like I said, this one.
It's great because he actually came in with a lot of great ideas.
He did.
And I'm used to working with people that really don't have any ideas or any good ideas, and they get mad when you don't use their ideas.
Like Chris.
Well, no, Chris doesn't really have any ideas or anything. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Right. Well, remember he was trying to give you ideas.
Yeah, but he didn't get mad. Like Brian, he'll throw out an idea and then you don't use it, and he always says like, whatever, it's your short. You're the one making it. Whatever, just trying to help out. So whereas like Darren, I feel like all his ideas are really good, and if I feel like if I was like, nah, I'm probably not going to use that idea. He wouldn't be like, oh, fine, fine,
Right.
dick. He'd just,
Right.
he'd be like, oh, cool, whatever, like
I
last
mean-
night, throw out the idea, and he was like, you don't have to use it if you want. And I'm probably going to use that idea. So
I mean, I'm really excited, and I like the idea. I mean, when we were going over it and what we were doing, he did a good job, and I'm really excited. And this character is a challenge when I go over it in my head because of what I have to do and everything. But I'm ready for it, and I'm excited to be able to expand it.
yeah, and it's nice because when I originally wrote it, it was very, very serious, and most of the stuff I write is more so serious. I mean,
Right.
Captive has the punchline at the end, the comedic punchline of being tortured for the cookie recipe, and then I don't think there's any comedic elements to Unspeakable.
No.
Add because it's about terrorism,
Right.
but American terrorism at that.
Right.
And with this, I remember like Stacey's always like, "Why you always writing stuff and making stuff about people being murdered and beat to death and tortured and this and that? Why don't you try your hand at comedy?" I've tried a comedy before in high school. It wasn't funny at all, and none of the jokes I wrote were funny. I wrote one joke in it that people who read it and stuff thought was funny. The whole thing was my friend Brian was making a short or something like for a project in class of like where they're gonna be from 30 years from now, and he was like, yeah, we'll make it me on a big time director and stuff. So we wrote it, and we were gonna shoot it at my friend Jared's house because they had a big house and it looked like a mansion. It probably was a mansion, I don't know. But all this stuff, people read it and stuff, they're like, yeah, that's not funny, that's not funny. And it was very Ferris Bueller-ish, or Annie Hall-ish, where he would talk to the camera, like he'd break the fourth wall and talk to the audience and stuff. And at one point, my character would come out of the basement, and he stops and turns to the camera, he's like, that's my roommate Anthony. I really don't know how he gets money to pay for rent. And it cuts to me, it would cut to me in a parking lot with a very nice suit and a briefcase, walking up to a very nice car. And then right before I get to the car, a guy walks in front of me and pulls out keys and starts unlocking the car.
Okay.
And I take my briefcase and I hit him in the head with it, and I take his wallet and I jump in the car and drive off. And that was like the one thing that people read and were like, that's kind of funny. So I'm always like very wary about writing, trying to write